All right, everyone. I am back from vacation and ready to go at it again. We've got today just one thing on the agenda, and that is to unbox this beauty right here. And since this is going to be quite a short video, I thought I would also add in and discuss some thoughts on the hobby, and we'll talk about cleaning and pressing. All that after this short video intro. Welcome once again to my channel. Comic Sniper here, along with my trusty sidekick Mark III, my level of flying Iron Man, and together we're going to do another unboxing. This is the culprit right here, and we're going to open this up. This is a trade that I did from one of my good associates on Instagram. So if you like I've said in the past, if you guys are not taking advantage of Instagram and what it all has to offer with regards to buying, selling, trading, you guys are missing out what could potentially be a good deal for you or for other people as well. On a back and forth, there's a great community there. So with that, this is what I traded with somebody. Okay, went back and forth a few times, and we came to an agreement. I thought it was pretty fair. He thought the same thing too, and I did my due diligence, and decided that yeah, he's a pretty reputable guy. I don't mind taking a chance on his business. So without further ado, let's cut into this baby and see what we got. All right, so it came nicely packaged, it looks like. So this guy's definitely a comic book collector, and so he knows what he's doing. Yep. Okay, I'm very impressed so far. There's a lot of extra material. It looks like he's added some extra just plastic bags, just for added padding, which is always a good thing. And looking like some more here, and looks like he's wrapped it nicely in bubble wrap. Very cool. Okay, let's see how the best way to get into this. Looks like Alright, so after this we are also going to talk a little bit, as I promised. We're going to discuss my thoughts and views on a phenomenon really that's going on these days, the comic books in particular, and that is alright, almost in there, the notion of comic book pressing and cleaning, and as far as their what is accepted today, how that's kind of progressed, and then the opinions of other people as well as myself. I'll give you guys a little bit of what my idea is on that. Excuse me a second, phone is ringing. I'll be back and then we'll get to this. Alright, so back at it again. Okay, so we're almost in here. Couple of more swipes, and okay, there we go. So okay, This is the comic book. As you can see, it's a slab copy. Let's see if we can get that in there. And the book I was able to trade, and I acquired from the one of the person in Instagram, and I didn't get his permission before I'm shooting this, so I don't really want to say his name in case he doesn't want to be said. So, you know, I want to respect his wishes or his lack of knowledge that I'm doing this. So, but what I was able to get is this. Ta-da! New Mutants 87. As you can see, it's the it's CGC. This is the older. It's not a new label, so it's at 9.2. Off-white to white pages. Definitely first appearance of Cable, and with him making an appearance and being part of Deadpool movies now. Excuse me, Deadpool 2. Definitely a character to watch and pay attention to. This is going to make a definite rise in the future. He did a great job. Same guy that played Thanos, Josh Brolin, and then yeah, but I'm pretty happy with that. 9.2, really good copy. We'll have to see. We'll take a look. I'll inspect it a little bit more. If there's a chance for this grade to bump up, if by pressing and cleaning, definitely I will take advantage of that. As I did with, if you guys watched one of my other videos, I was able to take a CBCS 7.5, and I inspected that. It was in the slab. So after inspecting it, finding a lot of things that are pressable defects, I was able to free it from the casing. Pressed it, cleaned it, sent it in, and sent it into CGC, and it came back whopping 9.2. So really good. From 7.5 to 9.2, that is a huge jump. I was able to rescue that book and get it a lot better, in a lot better shape than it was sitting inside the slab. All right, so that brings me up to the topic of the day. It is pressing and cleaning. Okay, so you know, in the past that was a taboo subject, because you know, pressing and cleaning was considered restoration by the elitist and the older crowd, and you only did that so you wanted to make your look more presentable, so to kind of fool somebody that your comic book was in better shape than it actually is. My opinion on that is horse hockey. Okay, let's face it, cleaning is not restoration. If you're not using any solvents, anything that really you're adding to the book, you're not that is not, in my opinion, that's not restoration. Let's face it. Let's just take cleaning for instance. Okay, we'll take cleaning and pressing. We'll break them each down to and we'll look at each one separately. So cleaning is basically wiping off and erasing some of the marks that might be on the book. So which means it's actually, there's a foreign matter on the book, right? So if you take that foreign matter away, what you're left with is the original book. So therefore you're not actually restoring the thing, you're actually just taking away what's already, what was added to the book. Okay, in my opinion. Let's face it, when you sell a car, do you not clean it first? I mean, I guess some of you might not, but if the way I would do it and the way most people do it is, if you're going to sell a car, you want to wash it, clean it, vacuum it, make sure it looks really clean, fix anything that might be broken. By doing so, you have a more presentable car, something nicer for the person that might be buying it to look at, and therefore a chance of you being able to sell that car to the next person will he'll like what he sees better than what he would if he was sitting in a dirty, smelly car that nobody's taken care of, and he was, good luck trying to sell that, right? So same thing with a comic book. Really, all you're doing is making it more presentable. Okay, whether you want to do it because you want to have it slabbed like this for your own purpose, maybe you have it for your collection. Who wants to see a nicer book, right? That's vibrant in color, rather than less dull because it has years of dust been sitting on it and collecting, and of course kind of smudged on there, right? If you can get rid of it, bring out the actual natural color of the book, isn't that a lot better? It presents nicer. You're able to see the actual, what the artist actually did on the book. Okay, and that's not restoration because you're not adding anything to the book. Okay, you're not adding anything to the pages. You're actually taking away what something or time has added to the book. Because if your book was just sitting on the table and dirt was, let's say, falling on it, aren't you gonna wipe it away? Are you not allowed to wipe the dust off the book at all, or be labeled as restoring it? It seems kind of silly to me, right? So that's why when it comes to cleaning, and of course if you have a pencil mark, somebody added a pencil mark, so if you can dry clean the book. Some other people have different methods of doing so, but it's basically the point of taking getting rid of the mark and leaving the pure book intact is the idea. Okay, and that's what we're kind of looking at. That's why if done correctly, you're not smudging colors and that kind of stuff. And if you are, you're actually destroying the value of the book more, and that's not going to get you anywhere, right? So for those of you who are wanting to learn how to do that, make sure you do it on a very, very low, dollar bin kind of book that isn't really, worth anything. Don't do it to your precious, key books when you're first starting out and experimenting. Okay, but you'll some people have found great ways to be able to take away pen marks or pencil marks, that kind of stuff, and get back what the original book actually looked like before years have kind of attacked it, right? And that's a good thing. And then of course the topic of pressing. Well, pressing, let's say, it is really nothing more than flattening, right? Because we come up with a fancy name, pressing this, and it's like, really, you're flattening the pages. That's all you're doing. There's a lot of things like, let's say, what we call unpressable defects, things like spinal ticks that break color, anything actually that breaks color. Because you got to remember, paper fibers are basically they're interwoven together, right? And what happens is with the paper fibers, when they get folded, the color, it's basically like, think of it as a paint that's gone over the thing. So after it's dry, what happens is when you fold the paper itself can't, the color itself, since it's dried already, can't bend with the fibers. So what it does is it cracks, and when that happens, you'll see the paper fiber show through in the form of white, right? And that's how you get things like whiteness coming through. So in essence, and no amount of pressing or flattening is gonna get that back. You might of course, if a paper is folded, right? And let's say a paper is folded and it's sitting in that state, flattening it out, even if it has a crease on it, would make it look better and less prone to actually being folded even more so before you actually put it into the bag and board and then preserve it, right? Because how many times have you seen in let's say in older comic books that stored away with part of the page, or the front or back page, kind of folded because somebody when they put it in there neglected to see that part, or maybe they didn't see it, and when they put it in, it actually got folded over, and the next thing you know, that's how it's sitting, right? So it's actually, you can actually damage a book more that way. So by flattening it and pressing it, all you're doing is keeping the original look of the book as much as possible before everything, you know, the years got to it. And to me, that's always a good thing, right? And it's the elitists, the people who will tell you, you know, that's restoring. And let's face it, the book didn't come out with it with all the pages, you know, with the creases and stuff in it, right? That was done after the fact. So if in case all you're doing is making sure that the pages stay flat and less prone to damage, that's not restoration, in my opinion. Okay. And by the way, this is, you know, I'm not trying to trigger anybody into you know, a fight or anything like that. I'm just stating my opinions. I myself clean and press books all the time, and that's how I, you know, before I slab it, I make sure I go over the book front to back, all pages, making sure there's no pages inside that got folded by accident. And if they are, I unfold it and press it so that it lies nice and flat, and it doesn't return. Over the years, you will have things like if comic books are stored incorrectly, they can have you know, spine rolls. That's because it shifts, right? You got the pages, and then it shifts over, and then it's stored that way, and then you get a nice ugly spine roll. And of course, you're just straightening it out, making sure the crease is where it was originally, and then put the book back in basically the order and in the shape that, you know, let's say Mother Nature, for the lack of a better term, intended, right? So that's what and again, if you guys, you know, a lot of people do it, a lot of people do it with great success. There's companies and people out there that are privately doing it for other people, as well as you know, CGC has their own, I believe CBCS, and I know PGX does as well. So, you know, people are making profit by doing so, and that's a good thing. It just means that the comics books that we love so much are actually, you know, coming back to, they're not being destroyed. They're actually, some of them are actually getting better from the years that they've gone over. So, so that's it. You know, I'm just, what I'd like to say is just cleaning and pressing is not actually, if done correctly, if done in the way that it's intended, is not actually restoration. Just the same way as like CGC, for some reason they consider tape not restoration. I don't agree with that. If you're adding something to it, I don't care how old it is. I don't care if it's a golden age. You know, grade on the same. Do not give a, I don't believe a comic, just because it belongs in a golden age, should have any less grading standards as a new book, let's say, such as this. That way we have a set standard across the board, and we can and it has more consistency, rather than you give leeway to golden age or silver age because they're older. You know, it's kind of, you know, it's bringing down the scale, and it's not a good thing. Same with adding tape, so not considering that restoration, even though it was a practice back then to stop. Yes, if it's a practice of adding something on, then it's a practice of restoration. You know, have it mentioned, great, and then we'll know it. We'll know what it is, right? If enough comics are graded in the same way, we'll know how to value it based on what's there. But that's for another topic. But just covering the pressing and cleaning today, and I think I've covered it quite a bit. So with that, we'll close this case and move on. Okay. So again, thank you very much for watching this one unboxing with me, and again, thank you to the person that traded this with me. Happy to have this New Mutants 87 first appearance of Cable. From Instagram, guys, get on there if you don't already have an account. Lots of great community and lots of great people on there. Don't let you know, being scared of people deter you from actually taking advantage of the great things that you can find with the Instagram community. Okay, so with that, I want to give shout outs to my new subscribers. Thank you very much for finding and joining my channel. And if you also want to be have a shout out that goes across the screen here of my new subscribers, all you have to do, simple, subscribe to my channel, and you can do that right now. All right, and as well, if you like this unboxing video and a little bit of talk that we've done, make sure you hit that like button. Also ring that subscription bell, that'll keep you informed of any new videos that I make up, so you don't miss any of those. And of course, your comments are always welcome. You can leave your comments down below and tell me what you think of this. Let me know what your thoughts and ideas about cleaning and pressing, whether you believe that's restoration or not, whether you're pro or against. It's okay, you know, we can have that discussion, keep it civil, and regardless of which, we can open up the discussion on that, and I don't mind sharing that my channel and talking openly about that with you guys. Okay, so that's all I have for you today. So this is Comic Sniper, along with my trusty sidekick Mark III. And while you guys are doing all your trading, whether you be local, you know, face-to-face, comic book stores, or Instagram, online, make sure you enjoy the hunt. All right, thank you very much. We will see you on the next video. Bye-bye for now.